Hello, everybody, and welcome to CBR MTG. I'm Nick Fennell, and with me is Lachlan Saunders.
Hi, how you going, everybody?
And today we're doing some Sydney GP Legacy side event footage with Brandon Owen on Blue-White Landstill and Thing on Grixis Delver, which is cut off on this camera accidentally. That's my fault. But Landstill, not often seen in Legacy.
No, yeah. Brandon's a big fan of the card Standstill. He loves just like the whole strategy of Standstill is just like you kind of you play out your Standstill and you just sit there with your Mistress Factories. Or even without your Mistress Factories, you just wait. You just slowly kill them. You force your opponent to break your standstill, give you some cards, and then you use those resources to stop your opponent from doing anything to interact with you, and you just play another standstill and keep on going.
And Grixis Delver is Grixis Delver.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what that is.
A Deathrite Shaman fueled kind of
burn counter spell efficient deck.
Yeah. And we can see a hand containing. We got maybe 2 lands from Thing. We see this fetch cracked. I think they're going to play a Delver on turn 1. If they have the Deathrite, I wouldn't be surprised that they'd deploy that. Brandon on the other side, looking at a couple, a Wasteland, 2 Tundras, a Standstill. I think that's a Supreme Verdict, yeah, and a Brainstorm.
Yep.
No, pretty good 6. You know, like.
Having a standstill in your opening hand is really good.
Yeah,
lay it down as soon as possible.
Deathrite Shaman on turn 1, saving that Delver. It's just more important to get that mana acceleration down.
Exactly. I totally agree, especially if you can get. I think he has a True Name in hand.
Oh, that's very good for Brandon. I think topping that plow and just getting to snap off the plow on the Deathrite is excellent. Yeah. Ooh, the days.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, look. Late to the party as always.
He could have also just forced it if he wanted, but I guess pitching Delver or True Name is not the best thing to do with Force.
Yeah, I think we're going to see. I don't think Thing wants to deploy Delver here.
Okay.
I think saving it for a Force might be better, but then again, thinking that seeing a Tundra from Brandon, thinking maybe he's playing against Miracles, the days is pretty much going to be dead anyway.
Yeah, especially once Brandon. Oh no, he's not going to waste. Okay.
Yeah.
Just going to play the mana.
Yeah.
Not deploying Standstill though. Playing around days, which is a good idea.
I mean, you don't deploy Standstill into a creature either.
Yeah, true. I don't know. You can't block with the Standstill. It's got a guy on it.
Yeah, it does have a guy on it.
He's got a sword and everything.
He's got a sword. Why can't he block?
Exactly.
Please, flavor judge. Oh, man. So Thing has flipped his Delver off a Spell Pierce here, and just opting to keep up all that interaction. Not wanting to perhaps get Council's Judgmented or something of that ilk.
Or thinking maybe don't want to get Terminus deploying more creatures, don't play the extra ones.
You don't have to play the Young Para, you wanna wait on that one, yeah, for sure. I think I don't mind like spell piercing this Brainstorm here, just getting a bit aggro, like putting your opponent off tilt, like
I do like spell piercing Brainstorms. Especially when they can't pay for it.
Yeah, for sure. Like the greedy saving the land drop for a fetch maybe. Oh, this is gonna get spell pierced though. We don't want that search happening. No, that could provide a lot of long game advantage.
Yeah, it seems very good against a counterspell opponent.
Yeah, once he clears this Delver, like having the search active, like even the Scry 1 every turn to clear the Brainstorms, like it's very very strong. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's why he chose to play it as well because. He did have to put 2 cards back with that Brainstorm and maybe locked himself a little bit.
Yeah, I think Brandon definitely needs to find an answer to this 3/2 flyer though. Pretty soon.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we've got he's got the tools to interact with Thing. So he has a Force to protect and answer, but he just needs a land to really get that Supreme Verdict.
Yeah,
he's got a Brainstorm to dig past the other Brainstorm card, but yeah, he's not. The thing about Standstill as well, like the whole theme of the deck is, I can wait kind of thing. I'm not in a hurry.
He's finally got an answer, but he may just get punished.
He may just get dazed here.
Yeah.
I think dazing here from Thing, it's a choice between whether he wants to daze the Snapcaster, and if Brandon pays, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
The Snapcaster doesn't do anything, or just daze the
swords.
The plow, yeah.
I think just daze the swords. Yeah.
Well, if you daze the snap, and he pays it. Like the whole point of the snap is to just cast Swords to Plowshares, right?
Yeah, but I guess it's not really relevant. But drawing another snap,
Yeah, for sure.
getting rid of the swords is a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. And Brandon, I think, is going to try and fight over this. I think he's interested in getting this Delver off the board, and
I think I'd pitch the Standstill.
yeah. I think Brainstorm's more valuable here. The good thing about Standstill is that at its worst, it pitches to Force.
Yeah. Pitching a True Name, good, except he still has the 3/2 flyer.
Yeah. I think, and also Brandon pitching the Standstill here means the jig is up for Thang knowing what's going on the other side of the board.
Yes, the meme has been revealed.
Yeah, he definitely fully understands what is up against now, and he even gets to replay that Underground Sea. Unfortunately, he didn't gain any mana advantage from returning it with Daze. If you got to cast like a Brainstorm or something there, that would have been super good.
Yeah.
I think now he's just working out whether he can cast this Angler. And
couldn't you not have cast the Angler with that mana he floated?
No, this is in combat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Brandon identifying that he wanted to make sure Thing couldn't get any advantage off of sorceries or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it might have been an idea to do it in upkeep, just to even further reduce the amount of the interaction that Thing could have.
Yeah, for sure.
You reduce the chances of your opponent having Brainstorm by one card. It's not a lot, but
Every card matters in control matchups.
For sure.
But I think this Angler's coming down.
Yeah, he can just do the whole yard now, which is man, if Brandon can find a land here.
Stream Verdict will be very good.
It will be very good, yeah. I don't think he put a land back, and that's the other thing about letting the snap resolve. He now has a chump block of that Gomag Angler, which is going to benefit him here.
Yep, give him another turn. Although he has another turn anyway.
All right, he's pulled a 2 fetches and a spell
snare.
2 spell snares. All right,
Yes.
2 fetches, 2 spell snares. I think he's going to be pretty happy to keep 1/1 here because. Being able to crack that fetch, get away those garbage cards, and also keep a spell snare up for a young pyromancer from Thing's side,
Which luckily he has.
Yeah.
In his hand, which he's probably gonna drop.
Yeah, I think he's just got lethal
No?
on board,
Okay,
so he doesn't need to commit anything more. Oh, Brandon opting to
Not crack the fetch.
not crack the fetch, so he can draw that other fetch to make sure he has spell snare mana available.
Also Daze
even,
mana.
or even Wasteland.
No, because it's uncounterable. Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yep. Or even Wasteland. He can. The fetch makes it a little harder to cut Thing off a color, but he can definitely pressure Thing's mana if he wants to. No, he's just going to leave that spell snare open, which is going to work out really well for him, considering that Thing does have that young pyromancer in hand.
Yep. And
it looks like it's going to come down. Yeah, for sure.
And with Daze back up.
Yeah. These fetches, though, not an irrelevant amount of damage is being dealt by them.
No, Brandon is very low on life at this point.
Yeah. He's clinging on to hope. Really, this Delver coming down is one of the worst things that Thing could play, because if he just played like a Ponder or just said go, Brandon could rip a Standstill and just be in prime position to take advantage of it.
Didn't Thing have a Daze in hand?
Yes,
you wonder why he didn't Daze?
Daze the spell snare. I think that
just didn't matter.
He just think that it didn't matter. Yeah,
just save the Daze for something more important.
Yeah, for sure. And man, getting rid of that Volk is pretty good as well. Dodging the flip this turn. Oh, waste. Yeah, that's not going to do a whole lot.
No.
Oh yeah, we'll take care of this Mishra's Factory though, which is unfortunate, considering that would have blocked the Delver very nicely.
Oh, I'm going down to 1.
Yep. And Thing's kind of got that. He's got the Gitaxian Probe let him have perfect information. Or a Bolt as well.
Bolt would have been good if he saw the Volk.
Yeah, this is where a bit of confusion happens. The players realize that Thing can't actually cast the bolt yet.
Yes, so let's put those lands back.
Put those lands back, but if Brandon doesn't draw a plow, he's definitely still dead.
Well, you got to play all your outs.
Yeah, for sure. So just re-establishing the board state, making sure we've all got our cards exiled that should be exiled, and so on. And now we'll see a draw from Brandon.
Yep, and then maybe a concession.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. All right, we still got there.
Yep.
All right.
Not irrelevant though.
No, not
Definitely play all your outs if you can.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, just double check your opponent does have the correct mana for your for your spells before you concede to them. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, we can see some sideboarding from Brandon here. I think he's just gonna bring in a couple. I think you might have seen Mirror Crusader. No, maybe Council's Judgment. Council's Judgment sounds more correct. Yeah. Mirror Crusader sounds a little aggro for the old blue-white standstill.
Yeah.
I expect Thing to bring in some amount of blasts and maybe some discard, just that kind of usual control kind of handling cards.
And what does he take out in this spot? Do you just take out
I think he's just taking out the. He's bringing in
True Name.
No, I think he's bringing in. Oh, he's taking out a Fork Bolt. That's that
Fork
much
Bolt
is
and True
true, yeah.
Name, and something else was coming out, and 2 blasts.
Yeah, we can see on Brandon's side we're bringing in a couple taking out 2 Council's Judgment and a Standstill, and bringing in a Vendean Click there. I think. Oh no,
that's going back to the board.
Yep. So we started out a Council's Judgment for 2 paths.
Council's
Judgment
very
and
good.
Standstill, 2 paths.
I really like the path plan against Grixis because they play 0 basics.
Yeah, for sure.
Get punished for your greedy mana.
Thing considering a Flusterstorm here.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll win those counter wars.
Yep.
Price is an interesting board card for Delver for sure.
Yeah. I guess you're hoping you're so far ahead that it does more damage to
you're
them.
constantly pressuring that life total. Sure, yeah. All right, not quite sure what Thing is put in here, but I expect some amount of pieces of interaction, and making sure that he can kind of like win counter wars and fight the hand hate battle, because Brandon, being in blue white, doesn't have access to that kind of effect.
No, for sure.
Now, Standstill is a deck that makes good use of all its 50 minutes. It's aiming to make the game last as long as it can, because it has that element of inevitability. You know, if you let it go to turn 20, it's going to get there. It's much like Miracles, just with a.
I was gonna say that's most blue white decks, right?
Yeah. It's just using a different card draw engine. Or Ponder, yeah.
I was going to say, easy, I like both of these hands.
Yeah, easy snap keeps from both players here. Thing has a Ponder, a Spell Pierce, a Gitaxian Probe, maybe a couple of probes there. Yeah, he can just play the perfect information game. And getting to make all of the decisions, knowing exactly what Brandon has, is very powerful. And also seeing 4 cards to get him to that second mana source is really strong as well.
Standstill, Counterspell, Plow, Click, 2 lands.
Yeah, pretty standard. We're going to see like a...
Click seems pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. Like end of turn Click, play a Standstill with Counterspell backup is decent, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and just so busted anytime you get to draw 3 cards.
Yeah.
Just in Magic in general, drawing 3 cards, very busted.
Love to draw 3 cards. Alright, we can see Thing writing down the hand here. Got a Blast in hand, all drew that land. That's pretty decent. We're going to see a Ponder fired off here.
Yep.
I think with this, he's just looking for a threat. Oh, this is a bit of a rough Ponder.
Yeah, get rid of that.
Yeah, see you later, buddy. The main issue here being that he doesn't really need a Force, and the Wasteland doesn't do anything in this matchup.
Yeah,
and the extra land, he's already got 2 in hand.
Yeah, he can get that red source if he needs it.
He's already got a Flooded Strain in hand, so it's not like he's kind of tied on mana. I think he feels confident that he'll draw another one. He doesn't need to leave one on top.
Is it double bolt or triple bolt?
Yeah, triple bolt now, I think. Yeah.
Triple bolt.
Wow. That's 9 points of damage, you know? Like, Brandon's on a functional 11. Yeah, Deathrite Shaman coming down here. Unfortunately, he knows what's up here. Like,
he knows it's going to get swords.
He knows it's going to get swords, yeah. And the Blast, unfortunately, doesn't protect against swords.
Nope.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think he's thinking about maybe cracking.
Plus.
Yeah, maybe.
Does
Oh,
he
he has
have
that
a plus
spell pierce,
spell
right?
pierce. Oh yeah,
yeah, for sure.
Of course.
I think I like the spell pierce here while it's doing something. You know.
Yeah. Get rid of it while it counts.
Yeah, for sure. Brandon's response, I think, is nothing. I don't think he has.
I think he had a snare, did he?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Nothing that can do.
Snare's kind of awkward in this matchup, you know. The Delver deck functions on so many 1 mana and 7 mana cards, you know.
Yeah, there's not many 2
There's not
mana
a lot
cards.
of targets. No,
there's Fork Bolt and Pyromancer. Is that it?
No, it's just Pyromancer. The Fork Bolt is a 1-drop.
Is it?
Yeah. Single red.
Sad.
Deal 2 as you choose.
I just know it kills elves. And that's
It
why I
definitely.
hate it.
Well, you can spell snare days, but that's not really achieving a lot.
No, it seems way worse.
All right, another Potassium Probe fired off here, getting information after that cantrip.
Yep.
Oh,
Kind of spell, snare, stand still, and click.
Yep. Not too bad, not too bad. Ooh, the factory here. Oh, this is pretty good. This is a nice turn to play standstill.
Yep.
For sure. I think we're going to see a
blast come down.
Yeah, a reb fired off here.
Luckily, Brandon does have counterspell mana.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Thing also has days.
Yeah, Thing can reply with days. Yeah.
Which I think you definitely want to do.
I don't know if you fight over the standstill here. Like, I think your opponent's like baiting you to get rid of that counterspell on something like this.
Yeah.
But you're not really like playing around days. Because like days is going to get you regardless.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, it's just good to get rid of all their counterspells.
Yeah.
If they really want to daze it, then cool.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we can see the counterspell getting fired off and the daze coming back to take care of everything. Now the window's open for Thing. He's really hoping to draw an angler here. Yeah, that would be good. Death Threat Shaman is just as good, really.
It's 2 life every turn.
Oh man, here's the play set of bolts in hand. All 4 lightning bolts. That's 12 points. Don't even worry about it. The mana situations mean the deployment of these bolts is going to be a little bit inconsistent. Oh, the Wasteland, man.
Oh no, Brandon.
All right.
I guess Death Right's the bigger threat at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. He doesn't know about all those bolts.
Nope.
He doesn't know what's coming. The lightning storm approaches, you know. And also choosing not to attack with that Mistress Factory as well is of note. Doesn't want to get it bolted, I guess.
Yeah, also just wanting to play click, probably.
Yeah. Look.
Okay, there you go.
Bolts galore.
Keep that, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
There's not much you can really do.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Like, the click's gonna die. There's nothing you can do about it.
And the force is doing nothing at this point.
Yeah, interesting that that Thing let Brandon untap and draw a card before presumably taking care of that.
The click,
yeah.
Maybe he just wants to see what he's doing, see if he activates the factory.
Yeah, for sure. I guess getting the factory is better than getting the click, probably. Oh, using the Death
double
Ride.
bolt.
Yeah.
He's just doing the 1 bolt.
Yeah, using the Death Ride to bolt. Ooh, then
that's
snap
pretty
plow.
good.
Yeah, that is pretty good. It seems like a very good position for Brandon to be in. All he needs is to kind of like, these bolts.
Just bolts going everywhere.
Yeah, 1 for 1. You know, that's the position the Landstill deck wants to be in, because when the dust settles, deploying a standstill after you've 1 for 1 your opponent out is a great place to be.
Yeah, those bolts aren't really doing much if they're doing 3 damage and drawing Brandon 3 cards.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, he got snare in hand, so I think he's pretty well set up here to play the long game, because he's got a Snapcaster which can flash back a counterspell here. Ooh, attacking.
He's thinking about it. No.
He wants to bait out that bolt, I think.
Yeah.
Is that a no? It's a polluted delta. Yeah. Okay.
I keep trying to see what's in their hands, but they keep putting them down.
Yeah.
So it's really annoying.
Yeah, I don't know what Brandon's plan here was. I think he's just like accepted that this bowl is going to kill this factory and he's just going to move on.
Yeah.
Unless he's interested in getting a Snapcaster here and just like making sure that he has kind of a quick clock going.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think at this point he's just trying to thin his deck to draw some action.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, well, like he's thinking about letting it go.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just
on the stack.
Just getting that on the stack. Yeah. I don't know. You know your opponent has a force, so I don't like fighting here too much.
Snapping counterspell?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, it's fine if you. It is the only creature on board. Plus, getting a Snapcaster as well is very good.
Yeah. I think you're just like baiting your opponent into a counter war that you can't win, and that you end up with like you're both. I guess you're up cards in this scenario because Force of Will's a 2-for-1, so like it's probably fine.
But again, Brandon hasn't progressed his board that turn. Yeah. In fact, he's lost a land.
Yeah. All right. Let's see, like the alternate mode of Force of Will here, sitting in Brandon's hand, being the old Traumatic Visions 5-mana counterspell.
As it was intended.
Oh, Fairy Conclave.
That is good. Unfortunately, not against Wasteland.
Not against that Wasteland. Yeah,
Nope.
It's a bit rough. Ooh. Now Thing is decided to stop being color screwed, and he can run out.
Mana.
Well, he's got a Go Mega Angler in hand, so he can run that out with Spell Pierce and Force backup, which is exactly what I think he wants to do.
Yep.
Because in this scenario, there's a very high likelihood that Brandon is just gonna. It's a fancy underground seed from Thing there. Yeah, Brandon is just going to run out the 5-mana counter target spell mode of Force of Will here, and that lets your Spell Pierce actually do something.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you really play around Spell Pierce, so no, I think you just hardcast the Force. So either,
yeah. So debated.
Yep. Oh, Brandon. Got.
Yeah. I think that the Spell Snare, he just like valued it higher than playing around Spell Pierce. And he could play around Daze, so like why not? But yeah, unfortunately,
I don't know. Like we said, I don't know if the Spell Snare's hitting much. Like it's probably just better in Exile.
Yeah. Look, but
hindsight's 20/20 there.
Yeah, a young Pyromancer here from Thing would be pretty devastating. Yeah, right.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Brandon knew what's going on.
Brandon's decided to wasteland himself for that Snapcaster Mage and put a Tundra in his graveyard for some reason. So I'm not really sure.
Yeah,
look at this. Look at this, Nick. You've just like shown your ignorance here. The Spell Snare being a game-breaking play.
It's true.
I'm not sure why Brandon has decided to just like treat his Tundra like a Lotus Petal, but he doesn't seem to mind, and I don't think it's likely to cost him the game. Yeah.
No. Is there a rule that says you can't sacrifice your lands for no reason?
Yeah, I think it's mostly just like the rules of the
Magic.
game. Yeah. There is a rule that says you just can't discard a card for no reason. I think that
sounds incorrect.
The sacrificing the Tundra definitely comes into play under that. I'm not sure really what the point of this brainstorm was in response to the standstill here. Just looking for a less like good blue card to pitch, I guess. Like maybe. Wanting to feel better about like not pitching a brainstorm to Force. I don't know, like maybe he could draw a
Why
red.
pitch a brainstorm to Force when you pitch a Ponder to Force?
Yeah, look, I guess maybe he could draw a Reb, I guess. Protecting the standstill here is very good.
Yep, and now that brainstorm's not very good.
No. Yeah, I don't know what he left on top. I think it was like a Wasteland and a something medium. A Death Ray Shaman. I guess that'll break. Oh, that must feel bad.
And the Swords, I think he drew off the top.
That's pretty decent.
Yep.
The choice of removal from the blue-white Landstill deck here being Swords to Plowshares is just like so on theme for the archetype. Like you end up giving your opponent so much life, but it just doesn't matter because slowly you drain it back. You just take it away from them.
Then gaining 1 life to lose 2.
Yep. You know, death by 1,000 cuts is how this deck operates.
And this Snapcaster Mage putting in work now.
Yep.
With Thing just hoping to top deck something good.
Oh, a Brainstorm. That's not too
Brainstorm
bad.
And a Fetch is pretty good.
Yeah, look. He's got time, you know. With Standstill, you know, you've always got time.
Yep. It's like the games. Standing, but not
moving. Yeah. The game is at a
a slow pace.
At a slow time, yeah. Oh man, Brandon has another snap in hand. Maybe he can flashback that Tundra he decided to sack. Oh, end of turn brainstorm here. Gonna try and cycle this other brainstorm in hand.
Yep. Get rid of it. You don't need it.
Oh god, all these cards are so bad. Wow. Oh man. That is not a good set of Magic the Gathering cards.
No.
This Delver sucks, this Wasteland sucks, this Flusterstorm is also bad. Wow, everything is just trash city.
Luckily, he has a fetch.
Yeah, fetch and upkeep.
Yep. Get rid of that trash.
Goodbye, trash.
Fortunately, you can't get rid of the trash in your hand.
Yeah, look. I mean, Brainstorm does a good job of getting rid of trash in hand, and hopefully he'll draw something that isn't trash. But I don't think he can beat Brandon's setup.
You can't beat another Swords to Plowshare off another Snapcaster Mage.
Well, I think Brandon has a counterspell in graveyard as well, so just oh man. Well, Thang's decided not to draw a card for turn, so everybody's interested in just like playing poorly and not doing things the game commands you to do.
Yep. Well, they are. Okay, Thang
Right.
decided to concede. I was gonna say they are playing very quickly. I remember on the day, just hard to keep track of just things happening very quickly.
Yeah, well, they're both acknowledged. They both look like experienced players. They both kind of understand that like these kind of blue mirrors can take a while, so just like snap back and forth, you know.
Yep. And conceding to Snapcaster Mages is good news.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we can see Thang reconsidering some things about his board plan, realizing the Flusterstorms aren't really going to get the job done.
No. Not against a deck that's playing land creatures
No.
and enchantments.
Yeah. What is his plan?
Maybe just put the true name back in?
Yeah, I think True Name's pretty good.
I think he did take one out.
Oh, they're both Blast and a Flusterstorm coming out.
Really?
Yeah.
I like the blasts.
Blast is okay, but he doesn't stop Plow, as we saw in that game.
That is true,
where
yes.
all of his creatures just got plowed, you know, like he resolved them. That wasn't the problem. It was the plowing that was the issue.
Maybe just going back to a more aggressive plan.
Yeah, well, the True Name can't be plowed, so
It's true.
yeah.
Unless you name yourself.
Moving back for that. Oh no! The classic trap.
True name. Who do I name?
Oh man, yeah. Unfortunately, things fallen into the classic formats in which surgical extraction are legal trap, which is you put surgical extraction in your deck against a non-graveyard based combat deck.
Did he?
Yeah.
no.
I think his plan here is to surgical in response to a Snapcaster and just make sure the plows aren't repeated, because that's what happened. That's what happened in the last game.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like that either. It's very it's one of those cards where you're just like, man, I hate it when my opponent plays the same spell more than twice. And like, how can I stop this? And you go in the tank, you're like, all right, how did I lose that game? I lost because my opponent played Swords to Plowshares more than once. All right, what I'll do is I'll put a card in my deck that makes sure my opponent can only cast Swords to Plowshares more than once if I draw this card, and there's also Swords to Plowshares in the graveyard. And that's not a strategy I'm
And also
fond
they
of.
don't count.
And
counter.
also they don't counter. So like, if all the stars align, I'll be able to take a card out of my opponent's deck that annoyed me in a previous game.
I do shamefully remember trying to Swords to Plowshares someone's accumulated knowledge.
Interesting.
And then them casting 2 more accumulated knowledges in response.
Surgical, the AK, yeah, and then
Yeah.
double AK in response. That's very good.
Yeah, it wasn't good at the time. Not for me.
Yeah, that's actually super gas, because like it just like clears your deck of additional excess AKs.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like, thank you.
yeah. Oh man, I miss casting accumulated knowledge. A long time ago, I played a legacy deck in a legacy league here using the Holistic Wisdom accumulated knowledge engine. Holistic Wisdom's an enchantment that lets you exile a card from your hand to return a card that shares a type with it from your graveyard to your hand. So you would just intuition for 4 AKs. You would get one of the AKs, and then you would spend the rest of the game AKing and then exiling like a Ponder or whatever to get back another a Brainstorm to get back another AK, and just AKing again.
No,
Like,
too many cards.
The old Intuition AK engine was a super good one.
Just drawing 4 cards every time.
Yeah, it was
God.
gas. Thing here starting us off with a classic cantrip start, and seeing Brainstorm, Deathrite Shaman, Daze, and keeping them all on top, which is pretty good. It's a pretty good start. I think Brandon started on 7. We're seeing things starting on 6 here. Looking to deploy a Deathrite Shaman here. Yeah, that's likely going to be okay, and then get plowed at a turn, yeah.
As what happens.
I
know getting Pathed.
Pathed. Oh, yeah.
Like I said, I really like Path against Grixis.
Yeah, it's pretty
Unfortunately,
decent.
it's getting dazed.
Yeah, that's fine. I think Brandon would have expected that to happen, really.
Yeah. And still, he has a Force in hand. No, a Swords in hand, rather.
Yeah. And a Force as well, I think. Yeah, seeing the plow in the main here. Not wanting Thing to get any advantage out of this Deathrite Shaman before it's gone. And I'm not sure what so we've seen we knew that there was a Daze and a Brainstorm on top. And he drew the Deathrite Shaman and he drew the Daze for draw step.
Yep.
So we're gonna see a Brainstorm and Daze. He has a Daze in hand, yeah.
Okay.
That kind of like negates the advantage that the Deathrite Shaman is giving him via mana acceleration, because it's kind of like back to neutral almost.
Yeah, I was gonna say, now you've just gotten to the point where you just got pathed.
It's still a threat though. I think is the important thing to remember about Yieldy Deathrite Shaman. Whereas like I think the problem here, like dazing here, is Brandon can just like pay, which I don't really like from Thing.
Yeah, so now Thing has nothing on board.
Yeah, just back to 0. But
yeah.
he does have an angler. He can almost he can deploy it next turn. He's got that 6 cards in graveyard. There's been a lot of spells and fetches correct here.
Okay, potentially that was his plan. No.
Or just another Deathrite. Yeah, sure. Yeah. That's okay.
Is it better than keeping all your lands on the board there?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Dazing when your opponent can just like
pay for it
is like I don't know whether I like that.
And another snap to Path. There we
go.
No land.
I think I maybe would have plowed there, like because you want to save the Path for an angler kind of thing.
Well, oh yeah, true. You don't want a Swords and Angler.
You don't want a Swords and Angler if you don't have to, kind of thing.
No.
All right, pondering here from Thing. This ponder is going to let him set up a Delver flip, so he's able to kind of put that pile in an order, which lets him flip the Delver. I think we're going to see.
Do you draw the Wasteland or the True Name?
I think probably you draw the Wasteland.
Because then at least you can get rid of Factory if you need.
Well, maybe you're like the only reason to draw the Wasteland over the True Name is that you're not casting the True Name next turn kind of thing.
Brandon does have a counter spell in hand, so he could counter the True Name.
Yeah, because if you don't have the Wasteland in hand, you can't cast the True Name because you don't have 3 mana.
Yeah.
It is awkward that he has to flip it using a Daze, which is a dead card at the moment, pretty much. Ponder.
Well, any way to flip it is good.
Ooh, Brainstorm, Plow, and a Fetch, I think, is off this Ponder. It's just like all gravy over on Brandon's side of the board.
Is that a Supreme Verdict?
Yeah, it is a Supreme Verdict. Yeah, it's a great little set of cards for Brandon there.
And drawing the Brainstorm.
Yeah, letting him play that Fetch or play another Mishra's Factory as well. Yeah.
Okay, back to Thing.
We're going to see a
double flip.
Yeah, double flip here. Also, that Bolt is kind of dead in Thing's hand as well. He has no red mana to cast it. He's not going to see red mana for at least another turn. And it's kind of awkward. He can't really afford to waste because he's got that True Name on top.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a very awkward scenario for Thing to be in. He's down on cards. Brandon has so many cards in hand and so many ways to draw cards and filter cards and shuffle dead cards away.
And plus he just has a board wipe that he can deploy whenever.
Yeah, for sure. And it doesn't kill 2 of its threats in those Mishra's Factories.
Yep.
Yeah, he also has a Wasteland he can run out next turn, and maybe like waste his opponent off double blue. Because he could be thinking about True Name as a threat, but I think he might have True Name just handled on the stack through counterspells and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
We can see a Flusterstorm on the bottom of Brandon's deck, so I think he's decided this is a deck that's pretty tight on mana a lot of the time, and he'd rather win counter wars on the stack, because he's usually going to be the one that is on the defensive a lot.
Yeah, I think that's a better plan than the Grixis Delver deck having the Foster Storms for sure.
Because the Grixis Delver deck is trying to be proactive, whereas Brandon's playing mono reactive. Yeah. All right, crashing in.
Here we go.
And I think that
Does he get
from Brandon's position, this no wasteland here, which is a very obvious play by Thang. He's just not a world in which he wastes here. Speaks to what's going to happen next turn.
Yeah, he definitely knows. He must have a true name somewhere that he wants to deploy.
Yeah, or maybe he's considering the fact that like Brandon just has like 2 Mistress Factory, and wasting one of them doesn't accomplish a lot.
It puts you down a mana.
Yeah. I think Thing has no lines here that aren't just jam this true name
And hope it resolves.
Yeah, I don't think you can wait. You're kind of like you're losing the race here. If Brandon wants, you can attack for 6 next turn. Yeah, we're gonna just
true name's down.
Yeah, counterspell.
And counterspell.
That beautiful Marside counterspell coming from Brandon, defending his life total. And I see a wasteland played here, and I think we're just going to see an attack for 6.
You gonna waste the waste?
It's probably the only time you're ever going to get to do that from now on, kind of thing.
Yeah, I like it.
So I think just snapping off the waste, especially when you've got 2 Mistress Factories that you can keep on crashing in with.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, waste on waste.
Get it.
Waste on waste. Now, Brandon's got to decide whether he wants to... Yeah, I think he's just like playing it safe.
Don't be greedy.
Yeah. Although, I just don't think there's a lot that Thing could play here that Brandon would even care about.
Did he have a standstill in hand?
I think so, yeah.
You just don't jam it?
No, I think
Be careful.
Yeah, he's just like thinking about just having that counterspell up. It's better. He
might want a verdict at some point.
Yeah, for sure. He definitely can't block that Delver, and especially can't block it if there's a standstill in play.
No, he can verdict and activate a creature if he wants.
Yeah, I think he's just going to crash in with his idiots. But thing here is finally
got some red mana.
Yeah, I think Brandon's gonna fight over this. I think he's gonna snap off the counterspell in hand.
Yeah.
And just make sure that his clock is uninterrupted, because if these all connect, Thing's dead next turn. Regardless, he has to find a removal spell for every single guy on the board. And Brandon could actually get dazed here if he fights over this bolt.
I think he might not.
It's still like a 2-turn clock, right?
Yeah, it doesn't change anything.
Well, it changes.
It changes in terms of redundancy of creatures, I guess.
Yeah, it changes.
He'd need to find another answer.
It changes Thang's blocks. Whereas if Thang is on 2, he's dead regardless.
Yeah.
But on 4. Brandon still has to find a way to interact.
Thing's found a wasteland
and
an angler.
These cards
are very good.
Fantastic.
Unfortunately, the delve.
It's a bit awk because like he really would like that wasteland in his hand to interact with the Mistress Factory over there, but he also wants to keep the days. So he wants to keep Angler, Wasteland, days, and Brainstorm. You got to put 2 cards back. Can't do that.
I think he's put Angler and Volk back on top.
Yeah,
it just seems fine.
I don't know. Like, I think that like you're past the point of like playing around counter spells at this point. I think you just waste and play the Angler. You're not really gonna protect it with a daze.
Just try and race in the air with your 3/2.
Especially because all of Brandon's removal spells, for the most part, gain your life. Yeah.
You can verdict.
A path. Oh, that's very good. That's very good indeed.
Mm-hmm. He wants to draw that.
For sure. Yeah. And we're going to see an island played, and this Snap Custom Mage is going to come in, putting Thing to 2. And
here comes the path.
Pathing this Delver now, yeah. Just making sure that Thang. Ooh, man. Yeah, it's also awkward how Thang stacked that that brainstorm, because if he had put the days back on top, he would have been able to use the shuffle from Path to Exile. Not finding a basic, but just
a shuffle,
just unbricking his brainstorm. Yeah, that's very interesting. But Brandon had the counterspell anyway,
Yep.
so. Now we're able to see what the players boarded in. It looks like Brandon kept in that kept in main deck Foster Storm and just popped in a couple of Path to Exiles, knowing that Grixis Delver just simply does not play basic lands.
Yeah, I think the pass was specifically for Grixis Delver, so I'm glad he got to use them.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, well, thanks for watching, guys. We'll have more Highlander, Legacy, and Modern content coming up soon.
See you later.
Bye.